Hi Sag, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today, Sag, I keep seeing this deck in your meditative session, so let's pull a card from here for you. Sag, you guys got the Lover. You know what's interesting is that another sign got the Swan. So, I wish I remembered who it was. I think it's Libra or Scorpio. Libra or Scorpio also got the Swan. So if you're connecting to a Libra or if you're connecting to a Scorpio, then this might actually be for you, or if you have a lot of Scorpio and Libra in your chart, I feel like with the Swan, this is about unconditional love. This is about accepting and receiving unconditional love. I feel like it's asking you to go in. And when I say that, there's something about this card that they were talking about how when you look at a lover, right, it's not just looking at them like you're observing them in a room, but you actually make eye contact with them and you keep that eye contact. There's something about this closeness that you need to experience, Sag. So I don't think it's a sexual closeness. I think it's, again, they were talking about the eyes, right, and how the gaze is such an important thing, just looking at someone. And it's looking at someone that you want to like be with, right? It's like the moment before you kiss and you look at someone in the eyes, right? And you feel like this magnetic pull to them. That's what I'm trying to say. They want you to experience these slow moments. I think that what you'll find is those moments are gonna be more important to you than the actual act of like kissing, than the actual act of sex, the closeness, right? Like whatever it is that's binding you to that person. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with the eyes. A lot of it has to do with like looking at the person. I know it's weird, but it's like they want you to devour the person with just your eyes, right? Like let's just say you couldn't touch a person, but you could only look at them, right? It's like they want you to do it with your eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's just say you couldn't touch them. You could not touch them. What would you do to this person? You know what I mean? Like how would you look at them, right? How would you, if you couldn't kiss them, if you couldn't touch them, because you could just only look at them, but they can look at you too. It's like, what would you two do with each other? Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting. I think like the closeness that they want you to experience has a lot to do with the eyes. That's what I'm getting. And I think that's a different type of intimacy, right? Looking at someone in their eyes and seeing like who they are, right? Experiencing who they are just in that. I think they want that to be like intimate for you. I think that's probably more intimate to you than like sex. I think like that actual intimacy, I think that's actually intimacy, right? Like being close to someone versus sex, which is just, sex could be very lustful, sex could have love in it, sex could be very passionate, sex can be a lot of different things, but the word intimacy can actually not really have anything to do with sex, right? Like some people look at sex as just an act that they get done with and then they just move on. You know what I mean? There's no intimacy involved. Maybe that's you, Sag. Maybe that's the way you treat sex or the way you want to treat sex. But what I'm getting with this is like, it's not the time for that. It's the time for like love, right? And what is love? I'm getting with the gaze. Like it's the look that you give someone. It's the looking into someone else's soul, like wanting for them what you want for yourself, right? I feel like it's unconditional, right? And there's a reciprocity in love. It's never a one-sided thing. And I think these are all things that you should consider. Maybe you're thinking of being in a relationship. Maybe you are thinking of love. And I think these are things that like are encompassing of love. Like you can't have love without that intimacy. That's what I'd want to say. Because then it's just sex. You know what I mean? Like I think intimacy is what makes it love. Right? Wanting to connect with someone, wanting to get close to them. That's different. That's a different type of love. I think that's what you're looking for, even if you didn't know that. Because the Lover came out. And maybe something about swans. Maybe you're seeing swans. But swans, I feel like, are symbolic. Is it that they only mate once in their life? I don't even know. There's something about swans and the Lover. That's why they put the Lover here with the swan. Yeah, again, I get a lot of sacral chakra with this orange, and I feel like it has not, like, do you see how the swan is white, but all around them is orange? Like, I think it's not about sex. Maybe love for you a lot of the time had to do with sex, but I feel like you might be craving something different now, And maybe you just don't understand that part of yourself. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's always been satisfaction from sex and like a lack of intimacy, but now it just doesn't do it for you anymore. So you're craving something different, and that's what you're craving, Sag. If this is you or this is the person you're connected to, that's what's being craved right now. It's actual intimacy, right? Real love. Wow. So Sag, that's what I got for your meditative session. Let's pull cards now. So Sag, you're going in between right now. You're in between. You're back and forth about something. There's a part of you that wants to do something, and there's a part of you that doesn't. And that's why you feel like you're feeling this tug, I think, to embrace this energy, right, of the lover, to maybe find intimacy with a person, to be vulnerable, right, to seek companionship. It's hard. It's hard for you. You crave it, but you don't want to do it at the same time. You know what I mean? I think you think it's a lot of effort, or it's maybe gonna hurt, or like there's something that you're just like afraid of. And I feel like you're in between. That's what I'm saying. Like you go from wanting it at one moment to the next moment being like, no, forget about it. Right? But what I'm getting with this is like the tug is getting more and more strong as you go forward, because even though some days you can deal with it, like you can deal with the loneliness, you can deal with maybe being alone, you can deal with like the fact that you're single, like it doesn't bother you on some days, but there's some days that it does bother you, and I feel like that's where the tug is coming from. But what I'm getting with this is like your own, it's coming from you, right? It's like the tug of this lover, like within you, it's coming from within you. Like it's something that you're actually wanting, needing, and craving. Maybe it's a subconscious thing, but that's the thing. It's maybe it's very deep within, so it's easy to hide, right? So it's a feeling that you have deep within, but it's easy to hide, so you can ignore it most of the time. But I feel like the tug is getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. That's what I'm getting with the desire in reverse. It's something that's getting harder and harder to suppress, but I don't think you necessarily have maybe ever even really been intimate with someone. I think you have, because again, it's a sexual, like you've had sex before, you're not a virgin. So I feel like the person I'm speaking to is not a virgin for sure. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you know how to deal with this sexual energy, but you don't know how to deal with the intimate side, right? Because they see how like the dove, oh my God, the swan is white, right? White is like a new beginning. And I feel like this is what you want to delve into, this new beginning, right? This new beginning in love, doing it a different way. And you're used to you're used to the sacral energy, you're used to the sexual energy, but you're not used to the intimate energy. So you're confused as to like how to deal with this. I don't even know, maybe some of you have had that experience in the past, or you feel like you've had that experience, but I don't feel like a lot of you have. I think a lot of you like to think you have had that experience with someone else, but I don't think you truly have. And that's why your body's craving it so much now, because it's like an experience that I think you need it. You know what I mean? It's something you need. I think like being close to a person is something you need, but you fight against it again, because I think it's something you don't know how to, I don't think you've ever experienced it. For a lot of the people I'm talking to, it's reminding me of Rihanna, that song she has, I think it's Rihanna, Is It Bad That I've Never Made Love? Right? It's like thinking that you've really made love, but I think if you were closed off at the time, you might have felt very passionate towards someone. You might have even felt like some sort of love for this person, but I don't know if there can actually be love without deep intimacy. Maybe you have experienced it once in your life for some of you, but for a lot of you haven't, or you've only once, and it's like something you're craving now and you're fighting against it. And that's what this reading is about. It's someone fighting against it, but I feel like they're telling you to go. Look at this other bird, right? We have the crow and we have the swan. There's a lot about birds here. I feel like the bird is the divine, right? It's the universe. It's like time. It's like a sand dune. What are those time things that they flip upside down? I don't know the name of it, but it's like it's being flipped right now and the time is running out and you could feel it. You could feel the longing that you have for intimacy. That's what I'm getting, like someone craving intimacy. And I see here, like, you want to build something, right? With the Nine of Coins speaks about being happy being single, right? But at the same time, creating something that I think creating something that's going to last a long time. So I feel like you're torn in between like being single and you're torn between like being a lover, right? Like and look, you have the lover card with the lover. And I think the reason that you're mainly torn about this is one, a fear of obviously getting hurt, which everyone has, but I also think it's a fear of like losing parts of yourself. Like you like this part of yourself. And I feel like it's the King of Swords in reverse, which is actually kind of weird because the King of Swords in reverse is actually cruel. The king of, like, if he's upright, he's just, and whatever he says is honest, but it's not cruel, because I feel like there's kindness behind it. But when he's in reverse, I feel like it's a king who says things to say them because yes, they are honest and they are true, but at the same time it's just cruel. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's an unnecessary thing, or there's no kindness behind the honesty, so it's actually cruel. And to be honest, I feel like this could be an aspect of yourself that keeps you from love, right? But your excuse is like, oh, I'm being honest. I'm always honest. I'm an honest individual, right? But with him coming up in reverse, it shows me that you're honest to a cruelty. Like it's about how you delve out that honesty. Same thing with the King of Coins. Like the King of Coins is a very stable king, but if he comes up in reverse, it's like greed, right? It's like someone gorging on a lot of shit. It's someone who needs more and is never really fulfilled with what they have, right? So any king can be. It can go reverse very quickly, and everybody has the potential to go in reverse, but they also have the potential to fix it, right? So I feel like you're aware. I feel like this is you being single, and this is you. These are the two parts of yourself, right? And this is the part that you use to protect yourself from lovers. This is a part of you that you use to protect yourself from the world, basically, right? Like this is the side that people see most of the time. They don't see this other side of you who actually wants to create something stable, who wants to actually build a foundation with another person. But again, I think it's because you yourself have to accept that part. It's like the world will only acknowledge that part of you when you accept it in yourself, right? So I see you torn between two sides of yourself, but what's wrong with having two sides? Do you know what I mean? What's wrong with being multifaceted? Why does it have to be one way or the other? Do you know what I'm saying? Why can't it be like 20 ways? Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like you put yourself in a box. You want most people to see you this way, but I feel like, again, there's another part of you that's like trying to come out, and you're torn between it. But what's interesting is like you're manifesting this for yourself. Like you're manifesting love in your life. You're manifesting stability. You want to create something. So the divine is putting you in a line with what you want, but you're fighting yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, this is what I want. Maybe it's subconscious, but the divine is seeing it. The universe is seeing it. They're putting you in direct route of what it is that you want. It's like they put you on the right highway to get to wherever you need to go. All you have to do is take the highway, but you like get off the highway because you're like, no. Like you're scared to get to the destination. That's what it seems like. So yeah, I think you're just worried. And I think you're worried about people seeing you for that other side of you. Like you like people, again, you like people to see you in this light. And I would say it surfaces on a like cruelty to an extent, right? Because it's in reverse. And when it's in reverse, I think that it has a lot to do with, honestly, like cruelty. I see like again, there's no, to be honest, without kindness is to be cruel. And I feel like there's a cruelty here in the manner that you regard others and like the way you treat others in relationships and the way you talk to others. Again, you like this because it keeps everyone away from you, but meanwhile, like, you're subconsciously manifesting a new beginning for yourself. And I feel like this is you with the two faces, right? Like, this is you like not knowing which way to go. This is you being torn between like the past you and who you are now. It's easier for you to brush and cut people off, right? Because again, it leaves you less vulnerable to being hurt or exposed, right? It's like you want other people to not see this part of you, but then you're like dying for others to see that part of you that's hidden so that they could come in. But then again, you push them away. That's what it feels like. It's kind of like, again, this very in-between energy. Do you see that with all these twos? Like a very in-between. This is going to come out anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? This is already here, this lover energy that you have. So what I'm saying, what I would want to say to you, Sag, is to release it, to let it go, like go with the flow of the lover, right? The lover is someone who craves intimacy. The lover is someone who's kind. The lover is someone who's honest but kind, right? Someone who wants to create something, someone who wants to build something. You're ready. I think it's a time of letting that part of yourself be revealed. It's not time to hide it anymore. I think it's time to learn about that other side of you. I think you've spent enough time in this energy. And again, it's about correcting it as well, right? Making it upright. So I feel like this cutting people out and forcing everyone to get away and really being protective of yourself, it's always good to have boundaries, but to what degree? Right, and I feel like here with the Sage in reverse, you're not meant to feel good about this because it's something new, and anything new is always uncomfortable. So again, I feel like things are uncomfortable for you and you go away from it, right? And this is like that sword energy, but in reverse. It's like, again, it's great to create boundaries, but when you're keeping yourself from something good, when you're keeping yourself away from things that your body, again, is like you're manifesting, you know what I mean? It's out of fear. And I think they want you to go towards the uncomfortable. The Sage is someone who knows everything, but it's in reverse. So it's like, again, you're not going to really have a book or like a playbook on like what to do in the situation with another person, how to get to this intimacy. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but again, like anything new is uncomfortable. I see, like, if you do decide to let this part of you out, Sag, that you will reach wish fulfillment. You have the victory card, the wish fulfillment, and, you know, love. I feel like you're going to reach everything that you want, but I do think it's going to take work. I do think this is not easy for you. I do think it's uncomfortable. I do think it's scary. I do think like it's going to take work to work on this energy. Again, it's like you created this energy around you where it's very, you've created too many barriers, right? You've protected yourself for too long. Now, like the bushes, the brambles around you, everything is too far to get to. And you kind of have to help get yourself out. Right? It's not about someone coming to get you. It's kind of like you saving yourself, right? With the sword. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to turn the sword around, right? Instead of digging yourself deeper into the hole to protect yourself, you have to start digging yourself out so that you can like let people see this other side of yourself that you, I don't even know, again, you're not comfortable with it, and it's going to take you, it's going to take work. See what I'm saying? It's not going to be easy, but it's going to lead to actual happiness, because we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Again, and with these three cards, it shows wish fulfillment, it shows victory, and it shows a life, I feel like a life that's different, right? With the Knight of Cups is someone who, you know, they're very self-sacrificing, right? They're very, I feel like they want to give, you know what I mean? And maybe not receive, but just to give is enough. So I'm saying this is a complete difference to this energy, right? So I feel like you can actually make it once you let go, right? And embrace this energy. Let's see if there's any advice for you. I'm going to pull an animal. So you guys got Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. Number 29, making an 11. They're telling you to stretch yourself, right? That's the uncomfortable feeling I'm getting with this. It's like to stretch yourself. Meaning you're going to miss out on things if you don't stretch yourself, right? So I feel like it's kind of getting out of your comfort zone. It's however you want to look at it. Like, I feel like they want you to not miss out on things, and they're telling you that you have to kind of stretch yourself out. You have to embrace the new that's coming in. Again, it might be uncomfortable. but it's something that's worth doing, because you're missing out right now on a part of not only like you're not missing out only on others, but you're missing out on yourself, right? Like there's this other part of you with this earth energy that's very, like, I feel like a home energy, a home vibe. Again, this part of you that is not so work oriented, and the King of Pentacles has a lot to do with work, right? Because to create stability in life, it has to do with work, but there's something about like sharing it, right? There's something, the King of Coins is someone who has enough and again likes to help like create things, right? They don't just like hoard their money away, they create with the money that they have. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it has nothing really to do with money. Maybe money has a lot to do with the way that you think, because like but the King of Coins is really about, like, when I think of him, I think about home, I think about stability, I think about like planting a seed that's going to grow into a tree, right? And that's what the tree is there, and it's something that takes a long time, but like it's a sure thing. And I feel like that's kind of what you want. Again, that's what you're trying to get more into. That's the part of you that you're hiding from others, and that's the part of you that you have to let others see. So stop missing out on experiences because you're scared, or because it's unknown to you. They're telling you to kind of delve into the unknown and to try new things, to embrace the side of yourself. It's a part of you. The funny thing is, like, it's not anyone that's bringing the energy to you. It's an energy coming from yourself. You know what I mean? Like, this is the energy coming from yourself that you're hiding from yourself. So yeah, Sag, I hope that this reading resonates. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.